What's going on, everybody? It is 9:29 p.m. Saturday, July 10th, 2021, and we got all kinds of stuff to talk about tonight. The NCLA files appeal against the IRS. Law firm claims tax agency unlawfully seizes crypto data of thousands. The IRS has been accused of accessing American citizens' private information without following statutory limitations on powers to issue subpoenas. IRS hides behind Anti-Injunction Act. Supreme Court says the tax agency cannot block lawsuits challenging constitutionality. The IRS is using very advanced investigation techniques. They have information that leads them to believe I may have cryptocurrency. Say it ain't so. Such sleuthing. Wow. P.S. I reported and paid all my taxes properly. They're casting a very wide net blindly. Cheap and easy. And then one of the defenses is the IRS did not provide Mr. Harper with any notice or opportunity to contest its lawless information gathering. That lack of process violates the Fifth Amendment's due process guarantee. IRS's third-party collection of Mr. Harper's information is also a Fourth Amendment trespass against Mr. Harper because it seized his personal papers without a warrant. The IRS also failed to protect Mr. Harper's statutory rights when it obtained his personal papers from third parties. So that is worth paying attention to, guys. Tax implications are always a big deal. And that's why you should go over to Crypto Tax Audit. This is the guy to go to. Where's it at here? What do we got here? Anyway, yeah, this is where you want to go. Good stuff. Brad Kimes talks about him all the time on his channel. Yeah, sorry. I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. Just in, earlier today, around noon, county in Germany declares a disaster after its computer systems were hacked and paralyzed. BSI, the federal cybersecurity watchdog, confirms this is the country's first ever cyber catastrophe. Now, that's pretty serious language there, right? And look what it says here. District Council declares Germany's first ever cyber catastrophe. This is through Reuters, whatever. We are almost completely paralyzed, says spokesperson from the Eastern Germany municipality. They have declared disaster after computer systems were paralyzed by hacker attack, and what the federal cybersecurity watchdog confirmed was the country's first ever cyber catastrophe. Hackers knocked out the IT operations of a municipality of whatever. We are almost completely paralyzed, adding its offices would probably remain offline next week and giving no indication of when service would resume. They declined to comment on the identity of the attacker or whether they had made a ransom demand, citing a police investigation. Security sources say German local governments often run outdated and poorly maintained software systems that could be wide open to cyber attack. Well, that's because we know all the systems in place these days are antiquated, and they are really going to hammer that home. What I think is interesting is, this was all breaking as this is all happening. You have this going on. And, this is interesting stuff right here. I'm just going to play this video. This is right here to the World Economic Forum kicking off its annual Cyber Polygon exercise. Listen to this.
A worldwide drill got underway today with the goal of better preparing for the new world of major cyber attacks.
Hackers these days are getting bolder and could target the systems that we rely on every single day. Senior investigator Kendra Nichols reports tonight.
Cyber Polygon is an annual event hosted by the World Economic Forum. Think of it as a worldwide training exercise on how to deal with cyber attacks.
It is inevitable that some larger attack is going to occur one day.
Security experts like John Sansonito are watching what happens.
What's being talked about today and over the next couple of days is a potential real-world situation which we could be facing in another 6 months, in another year, or even tomorrow.
This year, 200 teams from 48 countries registered for the training. Companies like IBM, Santander, and Ernst & Young are on the list. The focus of the live drill this year, a targeted supply chain attack on a corporation. Something that, if it happened in real life, would affect all of us by shutting down things like water treatment facilities, the power grid, or even the internet itself.
What would you do if you couldn't access your bank accounts, if you couldn't access the internet, if your cell phone suddenly stopped working? These are the kind of things that people really do need to think through, because one day may be facing a crisis like that.
The bad guys are never stopping.
Centric Bank, like all banks, is constantly fighting potential cyber attacks.
Over the course of a quarter, it's in excess of 1 million.
And they can pinpoint where the attempted attacks are coming from.
Russia is number one, followed by the Netherlands, and then goes down the scale. But by far, Russia surpasses all the others combined. There's a silent war going on, and it's truly what it is, to keep the bad guys at bay and keep all the information safe.
The Cyber Polygon event goes on for several days. They will also be talking about ransomware, which experts say leads to most of the cyber attacks that we've been seeing these days, which is why they warn us now more than ever not to click on any of those suspicious links or attachments. With the ABC 27 investigators, I'm Kendra Nichols.
And what's interesting is if you look, this was actually, I think I put these in backwards of the way I meant to present them to you guys. This was released July 9th, which would be yesterday. This happened today. Isn't today the 10th? Right? Yeah, interesting. Anyway, and playing off of that, you see, they're talking about these things that could happen. Everybody's talking about this black swan event that's in the making. It's going to cause the crash. And it's going to lead into certain things that we're going to talk about in a second, But another thing I would keep in mind is some of these same people, that's coming from the World Economic Forum. That is, pretty far up there as far as, ideas being put into action go. That's where a lot of this stuff, originates and then trickles down. And it was not the World Economic Forum, but they did post something a while back about how a climate lockdown could also be something. So we got to pay attention to some of these narratives, and I'm not weighing in on a political side or anything, but to call it a cyber pandemic, words mean things. Climate lockdown, there were benefits to the climate when we were locked down. I mean, China and even LA in places, smog was lifting. I mean, it was pretty remarkable how quickly it recovered in all reality. But
Testing 1, 2.
Just
Good afternoon, everyone. If you could please take your seats so we can get started. Thank you so much.
What was that? Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I had no idea what was going on. Oh man. That totally threw me off. Anyway, yeah, enough rambling about that. Just something I would be aware of. You see a lot of this stuff being talked about. I find it interesting that the World Economic Forum is tossing some of these ideas around. Blockchain Bagger says this is literally insane. This is a big driver for inflation in the months to come, as the prices for these goods will need to be marked up to cover the cost of shipping. And this is how a graph showing where the container shipping rates are hitting all-time highs for all these routes, as you can see. So that's also interesting. Inflation means things go up in price. Breaking news. China has welcomed Russia's efforts to give the yuan a bigger role in its sovereign wealth fund, saying it reflected Russia's confidence in China's economic development and the prospects for cooperation between the two countries. They also both love gold. And here I will just open that up to make sure I give you guys a link to the actual article. And keep in mind, I mean, Russia was just getting rid of a lot of the USD-backed stuff in their wealth fund. They were, pretty much denouncing the US dollar here recently, so that's interesting. Excuse me, especially when you consider that they might say the yuan here, but it even says in D dollar sovereign wealth fund. It even makes me wonder though if they could be referring more to the digital yuan. That could be interesting. So speaking, you have all this black swan event, all this stuff's building, and for the reset that everybody talks about, the great reset, there's things have to get to a certain point for it all to fall into place, and then it's going to be like that. And a lot of people, don't think that this stuff is coming. And this woman right here, when she speaks, you better pay attention. And if you don't know who this is, we'll get to that in a second. But listen to this.
We central banks, and I'm not the only one here, there are, at least 80 central banks around the world that are looking at digital currencies. we think that it's a duty of us to actually have available digital currencies that would operate to the benefit of consumers. So what would it look like? Well, it could be used like banknotes. I don't think it is like banknotes because it will not have the degree of anonymity that banknotes have. And I find it very interesting, by the way, that in the consultation that we conducted, that consumers who responded in very large numbers said, we want our privacy to be protected, but we don't want anonymity, because they understand the risk of anonymity when it comes to digital currencies. We think, we central banks.
So yeah, she knows what's up. Believe that. Moving on. Sorry, guys, I got distracted again. New Bitcoin entities near all-time high as analyst heralds positive whale activity. We're going to switch gears here. This is, one of the few semi-bullish sounding articles I'm seeing, and it's showing the growth of new users now reaching all-time highs. Over 50 new entities coming on chain a day. Here is one of the Glassnode charts where it's showing the entity growth on the 14-day moving average. You can see here that it is going up pretty high. That's interesting. Stay on your toes, people, because 17 new whales birthed on the blockchain this week, while at the same time overall holdings of whales increase up by 65,000 bitcoins. That's a lot of bitcoins. Here's some other cool news. Sotheby's auctioned rare diamond for $12 million in crypto. They sold a $12 million diamond in an undisclosed cryptocurrency yesterday. The auction house, which previously sold NFTs, has accepted crypto for a physical item for the first time. This makes this the most expensive jewel ever auctioned for crypto. The unidentified Hong Kong buyer bought the 101 carat diamond, which was the second pearl-shaped diamond ever to go on auction. Wow. Called the Key 10138. So it would sell for up to $15 million. Let's see what this is. This little clip. Oh, come on. Just show me the thing.
The purest type white diamond in
All right, enough of that. I just wanted to see what the thing looked like. But that's pretty epic that that's going on. Especially Sotheby's is the biggest auction house in the world, pretty much. So it's pretty cool that that's happening. Charles Hoskinson responds to Cardano critics questioning the platform's traction. Do people realize that Cardano barely does 20,000 transactions a day? Yet ADA has a valuation of $63 billion despite zero traction a full 5 years after its initial coin offering. That's $1.93 million in valuation per daily transaction. A pseudonymous crypto account called Undervalued Cryptos tweeted a set of predictions that Hoskinson made nearly a year ago and claimed that some of his predictions have materialized. The amount of value staked to the network is signs that Cardano is thriving. To be honest, we actually have that kind of traction. There are tens of thousands of assets, over 10 million of NFTs I think have been sold, if we're counting correctly, through the Cardano network. Hoskinson says that many applications roll out on Cardano once the Alonzo smart contract mainnet launches, which is supposed to happen in August. That's a lot of that testing is going on right now. We're going to see a lot of apps wake up on the network and have a very big ecosystem grow. There's a lot of plans for native tokens such as Singularity.net, many decentralized finance applications that are coming, and do not pay attention to the noise. Follow the facts. I wish I would have just clicked on that, but I'm not going to do it now that I read that. That's Charles himself. The pandemic has changed consumer behavior forever, and online shopping looks here to stay. I just think this is cool. It kind of plays in his World Economic Forum again. Consumer shift to digital channels will remain after the pandemic. Customer loyalty has plummeted with buyers switching brands at unprecedented rates. I think that's awesome, though. The use of smartphones for online shopping has more than doubled since 2018. The billions of people affected by the C-19 pandemic are driving a historic and dramatic shift in consumer behavior. It's called the digital transformation, people. This chart illustrates the answers and shows a shift to digital and growing trend for shopping using connected devices such as smartphones, tablets, smart voice assistants like Amazon Echo, Google Home, and Samsung Smart Things. So you see here, online 44%. I mean, there's a lot of... It's awesome, man. What a time to be alive. Speaking of what a times to be alive, Shiba Inu DEX Shiba Swap surpasses 1 billion TVL in 24 hours after launch. That's the total value locked, and it is raising fees on the Ethereum network. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. It says Ethereum gas fees have been near unprecedented lows since the Berlin upgrade, but the launch of Shiba Swap resulted in a noticeable uptick in gas costs, a phenomenon highlighted by crypto Twitter trader Joe McCann. I mean, look, total value locked in Shiba Swap surpasses 1 billion just 24 hours after its launch. That's powerful, man. That's momentum. Flare Finance said, can you guess what the final asset being supported will be? Who knows? I did see the Flare community page. He left a comment and he said, I see this little Ethereum here in the background. I'd pay attention to that. Here's a list of everything that they already have going on. You have the Spark token, XRP, Litecoin, Doge, Stellar, Algorand, Cardano. Ethereum's already on there, according to this one. Tel, Cell, Gala, Shibu, Sandshu, USDT, USDC, BNB, Cake, XDC, PAC, and Casino Coin. Holler. And then I wanted to kind of just break it up and put some humor into some of this stuff. And this is from the Casino Coin community. Spade Hodler posted this. And just some of this stuff is just funny. The Casino Coin journey to be continued.
All right. Nice to meet you. Jerome Smith. Come on, brother. What's up, fam? You know this.
Heath Williamson.
Nice to meet you.
Mary Woodbury.
Nice to meet you.
Jay Martell.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Tasha Robinson.
Come on. Feel that?
Emily George.
Feel that? All right. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Daryl Stokes.
Come on. What's up, fam? How you doing? All right. Never forget about that, because that's all we got. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. All right. Oh, bring it in. Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Yeah. Nice to meet you. All right. Nice to meet you. All right. Nice to meet you. 1/8 black. Afternoon, my octoroon. Come on, bring it in there. Tuck that.
Yeah, I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog.
You tucking it in there? But you tuck, dog. But you tuck, though. You tuck it.
I'm in there. Come in there. I'm in there.
All right. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Oh, she is so beautiful. I want another one. There you go. Precious. Beautiful. Beautiful. What's her name?
Oh, this is Livia Ruggi.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Miss Ruggi. All right. Yeah, come on. There he is. Boom. All right, very good to meet you. All right.
Here we go. Right this way, sir.
I'm loving that energy. Oh, it's awesome. Then we have some more stuff from XRP, the standard production. Great page, by the way. Here is a picture of David Schwartz. By the way, he is a satire artist. That's what I'm going to refer to him as. I think it's a guy. I don't even know if it's a guy, but I'm going to use him since I've already been saying it. To put it in more relatable terms, imagine that each of the piranhas on the screen behind me are small payment providers hungry to increase their market shares. As you continue with your high fees and long settlement times, each piranha takes a little chunk of your flesh due to their usage of RippleNet and XRP O2L, which lets their customers send money in just a few seconds for a tiny fee. Soon, your tattered, bloody corpse is floating aimlessly on the river, and you're wondering exactly how on earth you could have met such a gruesome demise. Message. Pretty good stuff. I love it. He also, as on Coil here, has some pretty funny stuff. He has Zerpe the Sharpay. One River proactively hires entire SEC staff. I'm going to start including some of these in my videos just to kind of break it up because some of them are funny. And then just to lean in a little bit on what's going to be coming in some of the new videos. What is ISO 2022? It's a standard for electronic data interchange between financial institutions. And that's pretty much as far as we're going to go into that right now. One thing we will say, though, is that it's widely used for financial services. Organizations participating in ISO 2022 include Algorand, XDC Zinfin, Ripple, Swift, Visa. Interesting stuff, right? Oh, I forgot. The standard is being managed by the Working Group 4. Well, if you go to who the Working Group 4 is, look at that. That's where you wind up. Some pretty big names. And then as far as the XDC thing goes, I started to do a little bit more research, and now what I have found is this. which is TradeFinex powered by the XDC protocol, and this is going to be huge. So stay tuned. There's going to be a video all about this coming up in the very next couple days. Tomorrow is my daughter's first birthday party. I don't know if I'll get a video out. I'll probably try to at night. Who knows? Maybe early in the morning. Maybe I'll get up at like 5 or something. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, you can follow me on Twitter at TruePerception3. That would be awesome. I need more followers. Yeah. Same with here. Like and subscribe to all these beautiful videos here. As you can see, the casino coin community is outperforming pretty much everybody else that watches my stuff. So let's get some of these other ones going. I got these single digits right here. It's terrible to even look at. We got tons of videos on here about all kinds of crazy stuff. You can also go here, and I got the Facebook group, which will take you here. And yeah, if you want to join, that'd be cool. It's kind of dead. It'd be cool if it wasn't. See you guys on the next one.